Hi everyone, we're on section 2.1, Simplifying Algebraic Expressions. We have quite a few things to talk about here because we have, hold on, I'm changing my pen color. Okay, so we have some definitions, some things that you just need to know. And so on the first one, a term is a number or a product of number and variables raised to powers. So here are some terms, negative y, 2x to the third, and so on. The numerical coefficient, I just call it the coefficient of a term, is the numerical factor. So if you take a look at these, you can see in the term 3x, the coefficient's 3. In the term y cubed over 5, the coefficient's 1/5. In the 0.7 ab to the third c to the fifth, that's 0.7 for the coefficient. This one's an important one. Z has a coefficient of 1. Negative y has a coefficient of -1. And if it's just a constant term, then we just say the coefficient is the same number. And so they're kind of explaining this here, right? The term negative y means -1y. And we don't normally write the 1 because it's just understood. And then on the z, it was also a 1. So terms with the same variables raised to exactly the same powers are called like terms. Terms that aren't like terms are called unlike terms. So let's take a look at some examples here. You can see on the like terms 3x, 2x, negative 6x to the second y, 2x to the second y. You see that the variables match exactly. But on unlike terms, 5x and 5x squared are unlike terms because one doesn't have that exponent of 2, it has an exponent of 1. These are like terms, 2x to the second y and 3yx squared. The only difference here is that they're not in the same order. Normally when you write a term like this, you're going to put them in alphabetical order, so the x would come first and then the y. But if they're both there and it's multiplication, it means the same thing. Okay, so the coefficient of this term, negative 8w to the second, would just be negative 8. The coefficient of 1.2 xyz would be 1.2. So it's just the number factor within a term. Okay, are these terms like or unlike? Negative 3y and y, those are like terms because the variables are exactly the same. On the next one, we have negative 3x squared y, and we have 6xy. So the problem here is that the x's don't match. So these are, hold on, I've got to go back. These are unlike terms. And on the last one, we have 7wz and negative 5zw. Those are like terms because they have a w and a z. Doesn't matter what order those are in because this means 7 times w times z. So we talked about all of this so that we can combine like terms and simplify, that we can, well, we'll be working with parentheses in a little while. Right now we're just going to combine like terms, and we do that by adding the coefficients, and that's another reason why you needed to understand coefficients. So on this first one, we're going to add the 3x to the 2x, which gives us 5x. All we did was added the 3 and the 2, the x stays. On this next one, we have a 6g and a negative 3g. We have a 5, negative 7, so we're going to combine the g's. 6 minus 3 leaves me 3g. Combine the 5 and negative 7, so that's going to be minus 2 or negative 2. All right, here's one last one where we're going to combine like terms. And so we do have some like terms. We have 7.9y and negative, remember that means negative 1y. So 7.9 minus 1 would be 6.9y. And then we have the negative 0.7, positive 0.2, so that's going to be a negative 0.5. Okay, and then this last one, let me put an equal sign there. We have 8 plus 1 minus 11. All of those have x cubed. So 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 minus 11, or plus negative 11, would be negative 2x to the third. And so I'm going to end this video, and then I'll start another one for the rest of the lesson.